Mr. Taylor left for Atlanta, did you turn to Mr. Green?
A few weeks.
3 days later, she was pregnant by October 12th. I left September 14th.
The whole time she know me, she be, laying in bed with me. I look over, she messaging him stuff. Crazy.
You move in with Mr. Green?
Yes, Your Honor.
At what point do you go back to Mr. Taylor?
When he dropped her.
No, he didn't drop me. I left.
He dropped her.
No, I left.
Injected. So a little while ago, I made a video on this couple. If you haven't watched that video, you should definitely check it out.
Mr. Charles, when was the last time that you were intimate with Ms. Jackson?
This morning.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, lordy, lordy. Oh, jeez.
Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson?
But little did I know, they had done this before. They had already been on one of these court shows. The last video I made was about them on Couples Court. This video was before that, and it was a show called Paternity Court. Basically the same thing. So yeah, it's Miss Jackson again. She's back, being reckless as ever. And my guy, I forgot his name. Before we get started in the video, just want to say thank you for coming here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, if you want to subscribe. All those good YouTube things. So yeah, man, let's check out what's going on.
Mr. Taylor, you say your fiance, Miss Jackson, dropped a bombshell on you when she was 9 months pregnant and told you that you may not be her child's father.
Yes, y'all.
She later changed her mind and said you are Raymond's father.
Why are you always doing this? Miss Jackson. This is totally outrageous, man.
So, Mr. Taylor, what is riding on today's results?
Well, this relationship, I've been through too much. I've done too much for the kids. I've been there since day one, raising this kid, fathering the kid, clothing the kid. I do everything for this child. And the only thing that I do know is that if this child ain't mine, I'll be walking out this courtroom today a single man.
He's saying that, if it's not his son, it's not his child, he's going to walk out that courtroom a single man. If you see in the other video, you know that they stayed together. So, fingers crossed that he's stuck to what he said. And we're going to get a happy ending this time. And it's actually his son. I'm going to keep it so real. I've already seen this. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But you already know.
I am praying today that these results show that he is the father of Raymond because our relationship is riding on it.
How did you end up cheating? What happened in the relationship that drove you to do that?
I don't like your tone there. I don't like the way you phrase that question. What drove you to cheating? Why are you asking that? This is what I don't like, man. Don't ask her what drove her to cheat. What do you mean? Ask her why she cheated.
A few years ago, we just packed up and we moved to Florida for a fresh start. And I met Mr. Green in a shelter. And we ended up becoming intimate. But Mr. Taylor left me and my children stranded in Florida while he went away to, I guess, chase his dream.
I mean, she has a point there. I wouldn't class that as cheating. I mean, if someone just abandons you and leaves you, they're gone, innit? My assumption is we're not together anymore. And if I go do what I'm going to do, I'm doing what I'm doing, innit? It's not cheating. Am I going to switch sides on this one? Am I going to be with Miss Jackson?
No, I am not.
You gotta understand, it was my girlfriend and our kids in a shelter. I couldn't do nothing there because it wasn't no job opportunities in Orlando. It was one in Atlanta, so I went for it. I tried to get in contact with her.
I was blowing his phone up, calling him, and he was like, well, you're going to be upset when I tell you where I am.
You're lying,
and he was like, I'm in Atlanta.
At this point, it's he say, she say. But I'm more inclined to believe him because I'm judging Miss Jackson on her actions from the other video.
This supposed job opportunity that he had, during this job opportunity, he never sent me or the kids any money. We barely had any contact with him. There was no one for me to turn to but Mr. Green. He was the person there for me, giving me emotional support, That was what I needed at that time.
Look at Mr. Green over there, man. He doesn't want to be involved one bit.
How long after Mr. Taylor left for Atlanta did you turn to Mr. Green?
A few weeks.
3 days later, she was pregnant by October 12th. I left September 14th. That was less than a month.
No,
That's
I
a lie.
That's how you know, man, he's been through it, man. If he sat there and really done the maths, he's been through it, man.
I left September 14th. She was pregnant on October 12th. Now you tell me, you know how long it takes to conceive a child, right? You know how long it takes afterwards to find out that you're pregnant. It takes a minimum of 3 weeks. So it tells you that she was intimate with him within a week of me leaving. To her to find out by the 12th, 28 days later that she was pregnant.
Craziness.
I want to understand this clearly. You're 9 months now. Mm-hmm. You didn't find out she was even pregnant.
I found out she was pregnant, but I thought it was by me.
At the 9-month mark is when you learn about Mr. Green.
Yes, officially.
Mr. Taylor isn't blameless in this, because you done made a few mistakes, my guy. That boy looks like he's at least a minimum 3 years old. What took you so long to try and figure this out? It's been years. Literally, you still don't know if you're the father of this kid? It's crazy. What's happening here, man?
While I was gone and she was pregnant, she was trying to get Ryan the whole time to be with her. Be with me. Can I name the baby after you? I put this on my daughter, man. She had a Magic Jack app on her phone. When you on Wi-Fi, you could text people. She was texting him. She was asking, can I name the baby after you?
Who is she texting?
Mr. Green. Can I name the baby after you? This, that, and the third. Mr. Green saying, no, won't want no parts. And then when I come around, okay, since he don't want to be there, after she pursued to try to get him in the picture, he didn't want to, she throw me in the picture.
What is she doing? I think, okay, so this is what it is. She knows that Mr. Green's the father. Let's be real. She knows Mr. Green's the father. She wants him to be the father. He doesn't want anything to do with her, so he's like, not my kid. Which is kind of messed up, my guy. And Mr. Taylor wants it to be his child, so she's like, yeah, that's her child. She knows it's not.
Jerome, it's time for me to hear from Mr. Green. Will you please escort him into the courtroom?
Hey, let's bring him in. Let's bring it in. Inject it. I'm joking. This is all messed up. This shows like this is so messed up, man. Why do people go on them? And then why do I watch them and make videos about them laughing? What's wrong with me? And why are you watching this? What's wrong with you?
Mr. Green.
How you doing, Hon?
Sit up straight for me in
Yes.
court, young man. You did have a sexual relationship with Miss Jackson.
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I correct?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What was the nature of that relationship?
I guess I met her in the shelter, and she when I met her, she told me that he had left her for a rap career in Atlanta, just left and didn't want nothing to do with her, had nothing to do with her, didn't want to take care of the kids. So I'm
To her
sitting there
was
and I
just
feel
there,
bad.
right?
So I sit there, I feel bad. She got 2 kids. The whole time she be laying in bed with me. I look over, she messaging him stuff.
Really? You see that
right,
she's
right?
messaging Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, I didn't really know what for, so I didn't really care. But like I said, she told me he didn't care. He stranded me down here with the kids. He don't care about the kids. So I'm assuming like it's all right, it's what it is, you know.
Mr. Green, Mr. Green knew that this woman was out here traveling, and he just turned a blind eye to it. He just Ray Charles it. He's like, I don't know. It's not my business.
So, okay, now I want to understand this. You move in with
I
Mr.
know.
Green.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
know.
At what point do you go back to Mr. Taylor?
When he dropped her.
No, he didn't drop me. I left.
When he dropped her.
No, I left.
When he dropped her.
Oh no, this is embarrassing. He definitely dropped her, man. She was still trying to text him afterwards.
So wait a minute,
know
Mr.
the
Green,
story.
is that, how you know the story? From the text,
too
you
much
saw it
clues.
on the phone?
No, too much clues. I'm an intelligent person, Your Honor. Too many clues. Too many clues. Everything I'm saying is
Your Honor, this.
My guy Sherlock Holmes. He's out here like, what's the guy from Blue's Clues?
So you did get a text that asked, can I name the
She
child?
bothered me
down.
for 2 years trying to get this.
Blow him
I
down.
haven't
Blow
had
him
any
down.
contact with him since
Blow
my
him
son
down.
was
I
a
wish I
month
could
old.
put up my
Blowing.
Facebook right now. Our messages you trying to ask me to get DNA test. Stop stunting them, please.
Right, that means
Please.
you're a deadbeat. If you
Please.
know that you're a potential father, why wouldn't you want to take a DNA test to see if that's your child? That's deadbeat status.
You should know who the father is. That's your issue right there.
She's right. But she doesn't have the right to say it, because what are you doing, lady? Because you're shouting him saying,
if you think it's your kid, then this deadbeat status.
but you're saying it's not his kid. So what's going on, really? Huh? At the end of the day, this situation wouldn't be happening if you didn't behave how you behaved. Everyone here has made several mistakes, which I'm sure they regret many of them. But you're at the center of it.
And if this child is yours, after hearing the testimony presented today, can you then still work on this relationship?
Don't do it.
I don't know.
Mr. Green, what if it's determined that Raymond is your biological child? Then what?
Then it's my child. I want something to do with child. I don't want nothing to do with her. That's dead. That ain't nothing.
You're a deadbeat.
You don't want a daddy, you want a permanent babysitter for your children.
In the case of Taylor versus Jackson, when it comes to 3-year-old Raymond Taylor, as to whether his biological father is Mr. Taylor or Mr. Green, it has been determined by this court. His biological father is Mr. Green.
I figured. That's fine.
Mr. Green, I think he always knew it was his kid, but he didn't want to be involved with her that much that he stayed away. He's like, if someone else is willing to look after this kid and have to interact with this woman, then I'm gonna escape, which is messed up. You shouldn't do that. I mean, if it's your kid, you should look after your kid. Even if you suspect it's your kid, you should really find out, so you know for sure that you're not just abandoning a kid that's actually yours.
If that's mine, that's good. And I respect you for being there.
I was about to say, you got a good child though.
Ms. Jackson, I know that was not the news you wanted today. So where do we go from here?
It's over.
Don't do that, Mr. Taylor. Don't act like you're leaving this woman, because you get back together with her. We know the future, man. If you somehow got to the end of this video without watching the other one, make sure you check it out now. Might as well. If you like this video as well, make sure to like and subscribe. You get me? Do all the good YouTube things. I hope you had fun here today. You know, sometimes I make a lot of videos and I watch stuff, and it's stuff that I probably shouldn't be laughing at because it's serious, really, at the end of the day. But I mean, life's about finding the humor in terrible circumstances. Anyway, thanks very much, man. Love you all, man. Peace.